Barry Morphew found himself back in court facing a judge. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Anusha Roy. Morphew had filed a civil case related to what he called a malicious prosecution, was asking for $15 million in damages. Morphew was arrested for murder in connection to his wife Suzanne's disappearance, but then those charges were dismissed in April of 2022. Morphew filed the civil case against Chaffee County prosecutors, the Colorado Bureau of Investigation employees, and the FBI employees. While the judge had agreed with Morphew on a couple of points, including that it should be easier to sue for a mishandled prosecution, the judge ultimately said that he had to apply the law as is currently written and had to dismiss that claim. A former Laramore County Human Services caseworker who lied about meeting with families has now pleaded guilty in that case. Sandra Sprocker claimed that she met with 10 families about cases, but when contacted, some of them were not even aware a case about them existed. It was concerning because at least one of the families had a history involving serious injuries. Sprocker later admitted she had lied but did not say why. She was charged with 99 counts and pleaded guilty to 3 of them: forgery of a public record, official misconduct, and attempting to influence a public servant. She is set to be sentenced on November 5th. Right now, Thornton police are turning to the public. They are looking for a car they believe was involved in a vehicular assault. It happened nearly 2 weeks ago. Police say the driver of a 1997 Honda Civic hit a person on York Street near Birch Avenue. That was the night of September 13th. This was after a pedestrian had yelled at the driver to stop speeding. This is a look at that car. That person was seriously hurt. Police say the car last had a Colorado license plate of ODS 232. There is also a window sticker with the logo from Brian Crower Engine Internals. If you know anything about what happened, you are asked to call Thornton Police. Denver Public Schools is starting to meet with parents as the district is now inching closer to deciding which schools might either be consolidated or closed. That first meeting was held last night. They're starting that discussion because of declining enrollment. The district says it expects to serve 6,000 fewer students. That is a 9% decline between the now and the 2028-29 school year. District officials aren't talking about which schools would be on that closure and consolidation list just yet, but they are looking at ones that have that lower enrollment and could be consolidated. DPS will have to consider the number of students on free and reduced lunch, the distance between new schools for families, and if their current schools were too close. Though district officials have to take into account whether a school closure would further segregate students by race, by language, and economic class.
I also want to hear about the district addressing ways that family and community really own parts of the process too. That way it feels like not just centered on district sort of as a hierarchical figure coming down and telling families and communities and local schools how it should be done.
That next meeting is set for 6 o'clock tonight. The superintendent is expected to make a recommendation to the board for potential closures. That is expected November 7th. After that, DPS says that there will be more community meetings before a final decision is made. Want to give you a live look out there. Feeling a lot more like summer than fall today. It is going to be hot, especially for the end of September. We've got Keely here with us. My goodness, I mean, we're talking 80s for the rest of the week.
Yeah, we're talking 90 degrees, our forecast high for tomorrow. You got to remember, we start the month of October next week, and we are talking about 90-degree temperatures. Not just tomorrow we have a chance, but we have another chance on Sunday to break some records temperature-wise as well. Yeah, we are in for a very warm rest of the week as we head into the weekend. A gorgeous shot up I-70, Eisenhower-Johnson tunnels. Beautiful blue skies, a little bit of haze out there, but not a cloud in the sky. We are dry, not just today, but for the next several days. Current temperatures already in the upper 70s here in the metro area and across the plains. 60s, a little bit of a relief up in the high country. And we are going to be up in the upper 80s by 1 o'clock, still 85 degrees by right around 6 o'clock. Your forecast for today, 87 degrees. Again, we're looking at 80s across the plains. Your weather headlines, yeah, lots of sunshine. Very summer-like temperatures. Record heat potentially today, probably not close to it, but we are looking to tie record heat tomorrow. We'll talk about that, a little bit of a cool down, and then we heat back up, coming up in your complete forecast in just a bit.
All right, was maybe wishful thinking that it was just going to be in the 80s. All right, thank you, Keely. Well, claims of Venezuelan gang activity have been a lot of the talk in Aurora right now, along with the city's ongoing crime problem. The new police chief, Todd Chamberlain, has quite a few problems to tackle, along with the lack of community input in the decision to hire him. Our Kelly Rinke sat down with him to talk about his plans for the department.
You're the 6th police chief in Aurora in the last 5 years. Why did you want the job?
Well, I wanted it for a number of reasons. One of the reasons is I still believe in this profession, and I still believe in what the impact of a chief of police can do, not only to the community they serve, but also to the officers that do that service.
Chief Todd Chamberlain is stepping into a role that's been hard to fill in Aurora. After public feedback sessions during prior searches backfired, the city decided to hire him without community input.
That trust has to be built over time, and the only way I can prove that is through a relationship with them.
Some in the community have been critical of his private hiring. After City Council voted in favor of Chamberlain, protesters began chanting. Council members continued the meeting online, away from the public.
Those council members who are here that I spent many, many days with, this has been a long process. This was not a telephone call and you got the job. This has been processes over many, many months.
His top priority is bringing stability to the department after consistent turnover in his office.
Making sure that we are retaining the officers that are here, ensuring that they feel that they are respected.
The department's faced allegations of racism and biased policing. After the death of Elijah McClain, it's now under a consent decree to monitor how APD uses force and interacts with communities of color.
We complete it in a way that's going to be sustainable long after I'm out of the chair.
Previous chiefs have not stayed in his chair for long. Chamberlain says with him, it'll be different.
To make sure that the officers know I am here for a period of time. I'm not an interim.
Kelly Rinke, 9 News.
Chief Chamberlain did talk about the presence of the Venezuelan gang in Aurora. He says it is small and the department does not want it to grow. APD has been accused of a cover-up by Republican leadership in Aurora for pushing back on their claims that the gang is more widespread. And a week ago, former President Donald Trump had pledged to visit Aurora himself for the next 2 weeks, but so far, nothing has been scheduled. Democratic Governor Jared Polis spoke to CNN this week about that potential stop in Colorado.
Aurora is our third biggest city, over 400,000 people. It's a terrific city. I was there last week. If the president comes, I hope he doesn't bring with him an element of lawlessness or people that are causing trouble.
While Trump has not scheduled to come here, J.D. Vance will be in Denver next month, but Aurora has not been mentioned. Vance is scheduled to attend a fundraiser on October 8th. Mega donor Larry Mizell and former Colorado Senator Cory Gardner are hosting it. Tickets starting at $3,300. It is not clear if Vance will take part in any public events while he is here. The leader of a Haitian nonprofit group has filed criminal charges now against Trump and Vance over the false claims that immigrants are eating pets. The co-founder of the group, Haitian Bridge Alliance, filed those charges after what happened in Springfield, Ohio. The charges say that numerous threats in Springfield over the last couple of weeks have been straining local resources and city services. From the Trump-Vance released a statement saying, in part, President Trump is rightfully highlighting the failed immigration system that Kamala Harris has overseen, bringing thousands of illegal immigrants pouring into communities like Springfield. Under Ohio law, private citizens can file affidavits charging people. However, the law requires hearings to happen first before any charges can move forward. So far, hearings have not been set. Springfield city leaders and Ohio's governor have repeatedly declared that the Haitian migrants in Springfield are in the U.S. legally and repeatedly debunked the claims about eating pets.